Well, thank you all very much. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you tonight. I just got back from 5 days in the Middle East. I love to travel, but it's great to be back in a place where a boom in housing construction is actually a good thing. You know, trying to negotiate a lasting peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis is tough, but it was a hell of a nice break from healthcare. I understand Liz Cheney's in the house. I'm glad to see Dad's doing well. Liz, I called her when her dad was in the hospital, but Liz has been on a tear lately. Now she's questioning if Tom Brady is a real patriot. What the hell? It's worth a try, guys. Worth a try. Look, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. You know, the truth is, Ram and I were just up at the White House. The truth is, I can't believe I'm here with you guys tonight. Here I am, the first Irish Catholic Vice President in the history of the United States of America. Barack Obama is the first African American in the history of the United States of America. He's hosting the St. Patrick's Day dinner, and I'm here with you all. Go figure. He's with my base, I'm with his. I don't know, man. Look, the more I thought about it, I know why he wanted to be up with all those Irish Americans and with the Taoiseach. You know, Barack really believes that St. Patrick is the one responsible for driving lobbyists out of Ireland. But you all know St. Patrick was credited with banishing snakes from Ireland. But you guys know the truth, sometimes. There were never any snakes in Ireland. St. Patrick just made that up. Which for the first time I realized explained why he's the patron saint of Fox News. Look, it's not all lost tonight. I'm here with a group of distinguished Irish Americans. Ken Salazar, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Walter Shorenstein. What the hell, you even have Irish entertainment, a great Irish artist, Joe Wong. Joe, these guys just don't get it. Look, I apologize for bringing this up, but I know you're all aware of the fact that this dinner is viewed as the less prestigious of the two dinners, this and the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I understand. And of course, in the minds of all of you here, you know this dinner is just as worthwhile. I know a lot of you find it hard to understand why you get second billing. Well, welcome to my world. You know, I actually had a choice, Ram. I had a choice between speaking to this dinner or the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Everyone was surprised I picked this dinner. Orrin, but to me, this was a no-brainer. Newspapers, radio and television. At least you guys have an audience still. Oh, come on, that was good. That was better than that. Man, I tell you what. Leon, what a bunch of stiffs, I tell you. Look, over the last 35 years, I've attended a lot of dinners as a United States Senator, but the really good news for me tonight is I don't have to get in the 10 o'clock train and go home to Wilmington. I actually now have a house in Washington, D.C. for the first time. No, it's a pretty big deal. I voted for public housing my whole career. I never had any idea it was going to be this good. But now that I'm living in Washington, I finally come to realize how screwed up this city really is. It's got a language of its own. For example, deep background means you'll be quoted in Game Change. Senior White House official means Rom. And reconciliation means war. Only in Washington. But actually, by the way, you all didn't believe the president saying he'd rather be with you, did he? Did you? Come on. Y'all aren't that slow. Look, you know, it is good to be with you all. I have to admit, I admire the skills required to be an anchor, a commentator, a talking head. I think you got a pretty tough job. But occasionally, I am surprised by your lack of self-awareness. For example, when Dick Morris is quick to point out every time I put my foot in my mouth, well, Dick, at least it's my foot. And by the way, Ron was only pointing his finger. Look, Ken, in fairness, I know you're going to get mad at my defending Republicans, but in fairness, you know, I think you're a little rough on the Republicans for constantly repeating the mantra, the health care bill is 222 pages long. Well, put yourself in their spot. Just ask Sarah. That's a hell of a lot to write in the palm of your hand. I don't blame them. By the way, I know this is all supposed to be humorous, as I'm trying to be, but, you know, I do have to defend our administration a little bit here, especially the Recovery Act, which I've been put in charge of. Republicans keep saying it hasn't created a single job. Well, tell that to Senator Scott Brown. By the way, speaking of Scott, it's kind of ironic. The man who posed with his pants down caught us with our pants off. I don't know how this works. We were a little slow, Scott, picking up how good you were, but we're sort of zeroed in now. You know, it's often said a picture is worth 1,000 words. Normally, I'd rather go with the words. But I thought best tonight I sum up the journey Barack and I have had since being elected. I thought the best way to do that was share some of my photos with you and to let you know how I'm adjusting to the job. At our convention, President Obama addressed a stadium of roaring supporters. But let me set the record straight. He's not the only one that addressed the stadium. And by the way, Sasha and Malia weren't the only ones to get a dog when they moved to Washington. I got one too. His name is Champ. You can see he's a Democratic dog. He's biting the hand that feeds him. Look, I gotta live with you. One of the first things the president did, he said, Joe, we gotta have some ground rules here. Ground rules relating to our relationship and how you function in your job. So the next slide is one of our first days in the White House. The president's explaining to me exactly how far down I have to bow when I enter the Oval Office. That's not the only ground rule. I don't know who the hell's doing these slides, but they're about 2 seconds ahead. But at any rate, it's a real simple proposition. People beat in the primary, walk 4 paces behind. The other rule, maybe the most important one, is stay on message, something I'm really good at. And as you can see, he takes it very seriously. Another rule is that I've got to pay attention to cabinet meetings even when Larry Summers is there. You know how hard that is. So this is what I've figured out how to fake it. And by the way, it comes in handy, not just at cabinet meetings. You know, I also made one more commitment. Thursdays are my days to work in Michelle's garden. Well, look, folks, it's not all about work. As I told you, the job does have some perks. Like when Tiger Woods came to see me to give me some tips. Hey, guys, they were golf tips. By the way, Republicans think that everything is rolling their way these days, and so do some of you. They think the Supreme Court decision of Citizens United opens up a cash bonanza for them. But folks, I figured out a way to make it work for us. We've got the bully pulpit. Product placement. Product placement. And let me tell you, we got this down to a science. Look, holy God. I have no idea how the hell I got there. Look, take that off, will you? Look, I don't want to leave the stage tonight without addressing two electoral decisions that got an awful lot of media coverage the past several months, and all of you have asked me about. The Massachusetts Senate race and the Delaware Senate race. And I want to give you my response to both of them. People wonder why I've embraced Scott Brown so warmly, and Scott's here tonight. Look, I wanted to wish him well. This guy's got a tough job filling the shoes of the sexiest man in the Senate. Whoa, that didn't work at all, Scott. I think it's me, Scott, not you. Look, with regard to Bo, people speculated why Bo decided not to run for the Senate. Why the hell would he? He loves the life he has right now. I gotta get a new prompter operator here, man. Joe, you'd be in real trouble if you had this staff I got, I tell you. Look, in closing, let me again say Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. As my grandfather would say, may those who love us, and those who don't, may God turn their ankles so we know they're coming by their limp. And let me thank you. Let me thank you for one more thing. For fulfilling the role that our founding fathers dreamed and hoped you would. As President Jefferson said, our liberty cannot be guarded but by freedom of the press, nor that be limited without danger of losing it. I agree with him, notwithstanding the fact that the only media outlet in this town that's ever given me a fair shake is Amtrak magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for having me. God bless you, and God bless our troops.